Hey everybody, I'm back again. I hope you didn't forget about me. I just wanted to mention a few things from my last video. I don't know if I know I mentioned In-N-Out Burger, but my friends on the East Coast might not know what this is. Well, it's one of the best burgers and best values in fast food restaurants ever. It's really good. I mean, I grew up with it in California, eating their burgers when I was a kid, and the good news is you might not have to wait much longer to try one. I heard the company is going to be opening their second corporate office in Tennessee, not sure which city or whatever, and we'll start from there by opening locations around there and moving up and down the East Coast. Uh, I also mentioned the pool area in the main courtyard, so I went to visit it a couple days ago, and it looks like a lot of fun. I'll post some photos in the comments section. I'm just waiting on some water shoes before taking a dip. I'm allowed to go in the pool, but I'm just not allowed to submerge my tri-fusion thing here, or port. The wading pool is actually a hot tub, but it only has a depth of 3.5 feet, so I'm cool there. I can stand up in it and jog around and stuff like that. The main pool is only 4 feet deep, so I'll be using those two pools to work out my legs and stuff like that, and using the water as a resistance and whatnot. I finally got off the antibiotics they had me on for my ear. It's still clogged a bit, but those antibiotics were really messing with me in other ways. And I've been doing some hydrogen peroxide drops to clean out the dried up fluids that were left behind when it was discharging fluid. They're going to set me up with seeing an ENT person here pretty quick, because it's driving me insane just being clogged up and stuff. A bit of bad news is my ANC went from 4,000 at the beginning of the last week down to 3,600, and then further down to 2,000. And just yesterday, I believe we went to labs, and it was only 1,300. That does have a lot to do with those Granix shots I was getting in my stomach. So hopefully that'll start to rise again, because I really don't like getting those shots and whatnot. My platelets rose on their own, but I can't remember the exact number. I think it was around 60,000 or something like that. But I was surprised they rose by themselves without even getting any infusions of platelets. And same with my hemoglobin, also rose up to 10 plus by itself, without any blood transfusions or anything like that. So it looks like both are starting to take back over all by themselves now, little by little. So this is very good news for me. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but my first BMT back in 2019, I was in the hospital for a full month, and maybe even a few days longer. This time, I was only there for 18 days. Boy, it sure seemed like a lot longer, but it was only 18 days. They say I'm really rocking this thing, really doing well, going through this thing. So I'm really happy about that. Maybe they'll let me go home sooner than the end of October, or maybe somewhere near the beginning or the mid-October. Maybe I can go home. Another note, I just wanted to let you know that Facebook is now erasing some of my early videos on a daily basis. So if you want to share or view any of my journey in their entirety, you'll have to go to my YouTube page, which I'll leave a link for down in the comments section. And that, again, is just another reason that I uploaded the copies there, because they'll be there forever. Also, I'm going to download some photos of the pool area to the comment section, because it was going to be hard for me to see them on the page here. I have been going out. We've been, doing some walking around and stuff, and going to the stores, but I usually use the little cart, It depends on how much we're getting or what we're doing in the store. But most of the time I use the little cart, because that's what it's there for and stuff. I'm feeling pretty good. I just wish this ear thing would get cleared up, because, I would probably feel even better. It's such a pain in the butt, because, I have to tell Lisa, you got to stand over here on my right side for me to be able to hear you. And, but I am getting some pretty good rest. I took a big old nap yesterday afternoon and so forth, but, things are going pretty well. I'll try to keep you updated the best I can. Again, thanks for all the wonderful words of encouragement from all my friends. No matter where you live, or what coast you live on. I really do appreciate it, and I'll probably be making a video, probably 2 of them next week, just to catch up on stuff. I got an appointment tomorrow morning at the doctor's office, at the lab or whatever, CBCI. So, you know, they've been giving me magnesium every day too, so we're hoping to switch over to pills. So next week also I'm going to be dropping some pills, but then adding some pills. Like they're going to have me on the Jacophy, which back in 2019 I was part of a study for, and a trial basis. You couldn't get it in the pharmacy, you had to get it through the trial basis, but now it's just a regular pill and so forth. But again, thanks to everybody for watching, and if you want to share my videos, go over to YouTube and share them from there. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.